All right. Hi, I am Joelle Schwartz, and I am doing this for my USD class on advanced Google tools. Today, we are doing the Google Hangouts on air. And with me, I have Maddie, and we are going to do a quick book talk. So, I'm going to go ahead and go over to my slides here, and we're going to talk about one of the books she has been reading lately. All right. So first of all, the purpose of this discussion, can you still see my screen here? Maddie, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Cool. So the purpose of this discussion is to utilize the features of Google Hangouts and YouTube Live to assess reading comprehension. Maddie has recently read a book with Maddie, who's going to be going into 5th grade this year. So I have a few questions for you, Maddie, to just see what you liked about this book and all that. So first of all, can you tell us a little bit about what this book is about?
Well, there are four children who live in a world called Erdos. They are 11 years old and drink the nectar and summon spirit animals, but they are different. They don't summon normal spirit animals, they summon the four fallen. The Raincloaks find out and they put them on a mission to go and find the Granite Ram.
Awesome. And so, based on your reading of this novel, what genre of literature does it fall into, and why do you think it fits in that category?
Fantasy because summoning spirit animals is not real. It takes a place in a different world than our own.
Awesome. And how would you describe the setting of this novel?
Well, they live in Erdos, which is a world that has different continents. They travel a lot, so the setting changes.
Very cool. Sounds like a lot of fun. So let's talk a little bit about the characters in this novel. I know in our talking before, there's a few of them. Can you tell me about a little bit about the main characters in the novel?
Well, there's Ibeck, who is good at shooting arrows and summons the spirit animal Uraza, a leopard. Connor is a shepherd whose dad sold him into the king to pay his debts. He summons the spirit animal Brigand, a wolf. Roland was an orphan who ran away from the orphanage and became a thief to survive. He summoned Essex, a falcon. Lastly is Maylin, who is really good at martial arts, and she summoned Jai, a panda.
Very cool. So which of those characters was your favorite and why?
That's hard, but I choose Maylin because she's really brave. She's good at martial arts, and her dad is a general. Her panda has the ability of healing, making sleep, and giving jumping powers to others.
That sounds really interesting. So let's talk about the conflict. We know a plot can't go on without a conflict, some kind of problem. What is the main conflict in this story?
Well, the Devourer is attacking Erdos and trying to take it over. They get in a battle over the Granite Ram.
That's really cool. So how is this problem solved?
Well, because this is part of series, this conflict isn't totally resolved. Abek ends up joining the bad side because they convince her they are the right side. The book
Mm.
ends with the battle being won by the main characters and the Graincloaks.
Oh, very cool. So here's the time for our book review. So how would you rate this book? A 1 being, oh my gosh, it was terrible, and a 5 being, this was amazing.
It was really good, but there were some parts I didn't really like, so 4.
Very cool. So pretend you're talking to a friend about this book. Argue why they should or shouldn't read it.
It wasn't the best book ever, but it was really good. I like how there was a bunch of action. You think one side is going to win, but then the good guys win. I also like how it has animals in it.
That's really cool. All right. So let's come back over here. All right. So that was a great book review. It was great to hear some of those main ideas of it. So now I'm just going to talk about some other applications for using Google Hangouts on air. So, like we just did here, it's a great way for assessing reading comprehension, having a one on one conversation with students. Another great way would be doing study sessions outside of class where students could log in and watch it or watch the video later, as well as another thing would be a great way of diving deeper in the novels we're reading in class, where students could volunteer or option. It could be an optional thing that if they wanted to read together as a group and have more discussion of themes and symbolism, that this would be a great place for that too. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Maddie. That sounds like a great book, and I look forward to hearing what happens in number two.